In 1986, at Père-Lachaise Cemetery in Paris, where no tombstone protected his uncovered, seemingly abandoned dirt grave, 2 people were caught trying to dig up Jim. The estate then finally placed a large granite cube over the soil with Jim's name and dates inscribed on the stone. Then a Yugoslav sculptor took it upon himself to install a bust of Jim on the gravestone. This lasted for about a year, defaced with paint and lipstick until it was stolen. Until this day, Jim's grave has remained an important stop for the International Hippie Trail, as young backpackers and nomads included Père-Lachaise in their European itineraries. Scabrous, desecrating graffiti throughout the cemetery pointed the way to the obscure grave where kids gathered to strum guitars, smoke dope, light candles, read Jim's poems aloud, drink wine, and leave offerings of flowers, joints, snapshots, demo tapes, letters, cheap plastic lighters by the thousands. There was a major riot in Paris on July 3, 1991, the 20th anniversary of Jim Morrison's death. The Soviet Union had collapsed 2 years earlier, and the Iron Curtain that separated Eastern Europe from the West had come down. That summer, several thousand former inmates of European communism headed to Paris to visit Jim's grave on his death day. They'd been listening to him for almost 25 years with no way to make contact. By noon on July 3rd, 1,000 Poles, Hungarians, Czechs, Slovaks, Latvians, and Russians were mobbing the gravesite. They were drinking vodka, smoking dope, eating, fighting, fornicating on the surrounding tombstones, and just grooving. Jim would have loved it. By 3 in the afternoon, 2,000 more Moldovans, Georgians, Ukrainians, Romanians, even possibly Armenians, even though there already was a large Armenian community in France due to many of them escaping to France after the Armenian genocide, they all gathered and chased away the guards. The authorities grew alarmed and herded everyone out by closing time at 5 o'clock. The huge crowds waiting outside couldn't get in to pay homage to their rock idol. The party continued outside the gates when 3,000 people sat down in the street. As night fell, the crowd lit bonfires. Everyone got loaded. Jim's songs were chanted in strange accents. At midnight, the crowd set fire to a parked car and tried to ram it through the gates of Père-Lachaise so they could hang out with Jim. Suddenly, the CRS, the dreaded French riot police, were on top of them. There was mass panic, clouds of tear gas, blood in the streets, many wrecked cars, and 100 injuries after the riot cops in the black leather raincoats had sorted out Jim's unruly fans from the former Warsaw Pact.